Hey everybody, welcome to a review video for those that have taken web design before and just need a little bit of a reminder as to how to write HTML. What we're going to start with here is we're in Notepad++, and we're going to start with just a little bit of review of what the skeleton is, and then just some basic tags, and then some basic lists. So just real quick overview of stuff that you should already know and maybe just need a quick reminder of. So go ahead, do a new file in Notepad++, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to save this file real quick as review 1. And of course with the extension .html. It should say that down there in the file type. However, I don't think it ever hurts to just put the extension on. So first thing, as always, is the skeleton. We have to say that this is a HTML document. So, oopsies, my fault. Our doc type is indeed HTML. And we tell the computer, the browser specifically, that we're going to be processing HTML. After that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to define the two sections of the body, or of the document rather, the head section. Inside the head section, we put the title, which is going to be, we'll just put review number 1. And then inside the body here, we'll just have to make the body. We have now the document created. So the couple things that we need to make sure that we get to, we need some comments. So we're not necessarily going to be writing any CSS in this particular one, but the first thing that we need to do, ooh, hello, okay, sorry, technical difficulties. We need to make sure that we have a couple of comments to define different things and just notes, general notes for other programmers. So we're just going to put a note here that our CSS is going to go right here. And then we're going to put a note down here at the bottom that says the closing tags will go here. Closing tags don't delete. And apparently not typing well. My fault. So just those couple little notes there. Inside the body, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do our general page setup. So first one is going to be H1, and that's going to be the assignment name. So this is going to be our first review. And then underneath that, we're going to put our paragraph tag, and then our general kind of MLA-ish stuff. Put your name. Remember, break has to go between all of these things to make sure that you have a line break in there. This will be the date. And then this will be the class name. Sometimes I might put those in different orders, but we'll see. That should be fine for now. You do not need a break tag after class name because the closing paragraph tag indeed will do that for us. Then after that, I put HR for the line, the horizontal rule on the page. And if you want to see what your file looks like, up in File, you should say Open in Default Viewer. And when you click that, your result should come up on the top here. This is what it looks like when you put it in the browser. And everything looks like it should. That's great. So remember that we have 6 different levels of heading. We won't do all of them. So we'll put H2, second level heading. And we'll just put my example headings. And we'll do H3. Holy cow, let's see. And we'll do H4. So we have 6 different ones that we can do. You're probably never going to use the smaller ones. The other thing, paragraph, remember, is general paragraph of text. And then those are just the basic tags that you would have. So the other one, what we'll do is we'll put an HR on our page. And we'll put an H3 here. It says list review. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a couple of different kinds of lists. First off, Control S, save that thing. You can go up, you can preview the thing again in your default viewer. This is what you should have so far. Definitely not looking like a whole lot quite yet. But as we do our list, I'm going to hit enter a couple of times at the end to make it go higher. You do not have to do this. We have a couple of different types of list. So OL is our ordered list, and that one is the list that is numbered items. So if you watched a previous video in settings, preferences, and you went to editing and you have this control click enabled, what you should be able to do after you hit tab, because remember indentation is important, you should be able to go ahead and do control click and put 3 LIs on at once. Now, I guess one difficult thing with the auto completion is it won't necessarily just auto complete the tag for you, but you do what you have to, because in the end I think it's still easier to type 3 at once. So we'll put HR for another horizontal rule, and then we'll do H4 that says that this is going to be a bulleted list, and the tag, remember, is UL. You have ordered list and then unordered list. Unordered is just bulleted. And what you have to do, which is a little annoying, is you have to hit the tab every time. But the tag, remember, is the same. So we have LI to put items into our list. And then we type our closing tag after we type our text. So our list items with bullets, that is indeed our unordered list. So one thing, we're going to do Control S, and we're going to save. We'll preview again, just to double check, make sure everything's good. And the result should be this. You should have your headings, you should have your ordered list, you should have your bulleted unordered list. Everything looks like it should. So now we'll do just a little bit of CSS as a review here too. So we're up here, your CSS goes here. Remember that we have our style tag. The style tag is our way to write CSS in the page, which is what we definitely want here. So something, if we want to apply to all elements, we use that star. And then we put our CSS brackets here. So for all of our elements, what we are going to do is we're going to put a margin of 0 and a padding of 0, just to take those different things off. And if you want, you can see the difference there too. Before, everything had its default settings. Now everything is definitely much closer together, which in this case, if we were going to do more, we'd definitely make it look better, but we're kind of not. So this is just kind of getting us started again. So for the body of the document, we are going to go ahead and we're going to set a background color. And you can always set whatever you want. See, we're going to say that we want to do like a light green. And then we're going to do a color of pink, going with my, as always, theme of colors that look terrible together. Let's not do pink. Let's do a dark red, because pink indeed is not right. And you should have this. You change the background color to green. You change the font color to dark red. And then we will say one last little bit of CSS here for the body. We'll say that we want a padding of 2 VW, or 2% of the screen, essentially. You could definitely use a percentage in there, but to me, I think this works out kind of better. VW, these are the more current elements based on the width of what the screen is. So that's just a little bit of basic review of CSS. We'll do one last little review before we go. We'll say H1. We'll say that we want to do the font size of, we'll say 6 VH. And then we'll add a padding of, we'll say 1 VH. So 6 fractions of the screen, 6 out of 100, and padding of 1. So when you save that and you preview it, this is kind of what you should get right here, a much larger H1. So that's just a general review here. Hopefully some of this HTML is starting to come back. As always, make sure you go up to File and you save your file before you go ahead and submit that in most likely Schoology. If you have any questions, please let me know, and we will continue this soon.